Hello, and welcome back to the Self-Actualization in the Age of Crisis chapter summary series. I'm your host, Ron Rivers, and today we're going to be discussing Chapter 2, Section Core Values, subsection Restraint. Restraint as a core value is the belief and practice of exercising disciplined choice within the moment. Discipline supports the how and the why for the directions that we direct our focus and energy towards. Restraint is also the proactive awareness that our own efforts are not intentionally or unintentionally generating disadvantage for others or other groups. And in combination with our core values of awareness, of equity, and enthusiasm, it forms a more kind of holistic approach for how we embrace the other. Practicing personal restraint within our individual journeys is necessary to really remain active in the direction of our focus and energy within our individual time experiences. As we've explored, the single truth and the relational universe ensure us that whatever we direct our focus and energy towards, we become. And to that end, we recognize all the positivity that has, but we also have to recognize that that same philosophy can be applied equally to directions that diminish us, that hurt us, that self-harm us in a wide variety of frameworks of action and thought. So we have to be really conscious about that as well when we apply restraint as a core value. So restraint really empowers our practice of active soulcraft in terms of it helps us become more in the directions of our choosing and kind of maintain course. But we also have to recognize that restraint as a core value is incredibly necessary because we inhabit time experiences surrounded by systems designed to manipulate our behavior, our thoughts, and our actions towards specific things that are, maybe harmful for ourselves, but are profitable for others. So in that sense, restraint is really both a proactive approach to becoming more in our own vision, becoming more godlike and more powerful in our own vision, while at the same time reducing our risk and preventing and maintaining the discipline necessary to stay on course. We want to make sure, vices and bad, things that we enjoy to occasionally splurge on don't become bad habits or, bad disciplines. In alignment with the single truth, restraint strengthens our focus within the immediate present. And while our core value of relation talks about and really emphasizes how we have to be a little bit forgiving and graceful when it comes to others in their worst moments, restraint is a proactive invitation to be critical of ourselves, not in a way that's diminishing or demoralizing or ultimately unproductive, but to have a realistic sense about our actions in the past and how we might become better in the future. When I say better, again, it's always about aligning with the vision of creation that we set forth for ourselves. So is the nature of a universe governed by the single truth. Binding an aspect of our spirituality to restraint really emphasizes the entire purpose of this renewed spiritual renaissance, the self-actualization in the age of crisis, which is a deeper freedom, something that we do not possess within the current arrangements. Restraint enhances our powers of creation in the immediate present, right, through the ebb and flow of the wave state. It helps us keep on track towards our vision of creation when it's difficult. And I really want to emphasize this. You hear this a lot, but there's a huge difference between motivation and discipline. Motivation is essentially the relationship between our personal desire to do something within a given context, within a given moment. Discipline is the prolonged direction of focus and energy towards a specific vision. And those two things are very different. So when people ask, me personally about motivation, it's never about motivation. It's always about discipline because it's always about creating something in your own vision and just ensuring that at all possible moments of awareness that you possess, that you're directing your focus and energy towards that specific point. Restraint is in many ways, it protects us against coercion, while at the same time, it protects us from coercing others. If we really embody restraint as a core value, it's not only a personal application, but again, I want to emphasize, it's making sure that our actions are not actively diminishing the other. Because again, in a relational universe governed by the single truth, the diminishment of another is the direct diminishment of ourselves, even if we don't understand it or conceptualize it within a given moment. Self-actualization in the age of crisis is in many ways a recognition that every individual and every group that forms is an experiment in ways of living, right? Of expressing our divinity within the moment. And to that end, restraint as a core value really empowers us to not get caught up in the flow of our time experience, to more proactively direct it towards our own visions of creation as opposed to being swept up in it, as so easily happens when we lack restraint, when we lack discipline.